What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout-In. Stepping in the building, I got an A-Town legend in this thing, an icon in his own right, my dog. Backbone of the Dungeon family, first generation. What's good with it, boss?
Yes, sir, B-Hop. It's a pleasure to be here, man, and congratulations on all your successes.
Man,
you know
appreciate it, boss.
It's all good. What's happening with you, brother?
I mean, as always, Bone, I mean, it's a treat when players meet in this thing, man. I mean, 20 years strong. Concrete Law, we celebrating the anniversary in this thing, man. I mean, how do you feel knowing that you jumped out there with that 5 deuce 4 tray and it's been a dub?
Hey, man, I'm just, first of all, thankful for the opportunity, man. You know what I mean? The Most High, and definitely Rico Wade and his family for allowing us to come into his home, you know what I mean, and be creative, you know what I mean? So shout out to the 1 and 2 first, you know what I mean? But,
yes, sir.
Definitely, man. It's an emotional time for me because, you know, we got the celebration of that. High school graduation was in June. My birthday is in June. Father's Day. You know, it's a lot of celebratory moments in that month of June. And just so happened this year, Concrete Law turned 20 years old, man. And to be able to be here and still be relative, and the industry appreciates and compliments me on, you know, the work I've put in with the Dungeon family. It's pretty, you know, fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about it.
Take me back to putting that album together, though, Bone, because that album was full of bangers and nothing but heat, okay? 5 deuce 4 tray, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Concrete Law, that title track and the actual instrumentation behind it with them deadly verses all together, another one of my favorite songs. So talk to me about what it was like when you saw Cass do their thing, Goody do their thing, and it was time for Backbone to do his thing.
So you got to understand something. I was there from the conception of the Dungeon family, from the little studio Rico and Ray and Pat had over next door to Jelly Bean Skating Rink before the Dungeon. My God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I actually met Rico and Ray at, and Sleepy at, and Big Rube, he was there. They had a little studio next door to Jelly Bean Skating Rink. It was adjacent to Jelly Bean Skating Rink over on
Stone
Ben
Road.
Hill. Yeah, Ben Hill. So just being able to create and see Cass grow from being, you know, just vicious MCs sitting around the Dungeon to, you know, worldwide A-list superstars. It was amazing because you got to understand, I was sitting there watching Outkast put out 2 or 3 albums, Goody Mob put out 2 or 3 albums, Cool Breeze put out an album, Witch Doctor put out an album before I even had my opportunity. My God. So I was the last of the first generation. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it felt like, you know, momentous, you know what I'm saying, for me to even be doing that in that same vein of artistry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because CeeLo and Dre were mentioned in the top 50 MCs of all time in the Source magazine at the time. Yeah. So I said, dang, I'm a part of something powerful. That's right. So now I must construct my offering, you know what I'm saying, which was Concrete Law, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we sat around and, you know, everything was coming together. And it's funny because my story of being discovered, quote unquote, was similar to Crisscross. My God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was walking through Greenbrier Mall. Wasn't nobody chasing me, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good because I'm from the West Side. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Greenbrier Mall. That's right. And my granddaddy helped build Greenbrier Mall, so, you know, I'm attached to that mall. Yeah. But walking through Greenbrier Mall, Charles Suit, Julius Irvin Jr., and my homeboy Killer B were having lunch, and Chick-fil-A. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they were speaking on who out of the Dungeon was that next act. Mm-hmm. And Killer B mentioned me. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, I walked up. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Right up on the meeting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was meant to be. So I got discovered by Universal Records because I wasn't on the face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or Arista or Interscope. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I had my own situation up at Universal Records. So yeah. It all happened in divine order. You know what I mean? So That's how it happened.
Talk to me about that patience though, Backbone. You know, growing up with these guys, seeing them hitting their stride and doing their thing, and having to wait for your time to do your thing. What was that like sitting back? But then you still was getting your feature on now. So it wasn't like you were just sitting over there twiddling your thumbs. You was still getting rich to this and just doing your thing out here in the slump. But what was that like, playing the back and playing your part, waiting on your time to shine?
Well, first we must define backbone.
Oh.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a supporting structure. You know what I'm saying? So I've always supported every offering given by my my cohorts in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was there to support Outkast. You know what I'm saying? I went on several world tours with them early in my career. I definitely traveled with Goody Mob a lot, so much so that people thought I was the fifth member.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But patience was not a virtue for me at the time because I wanted to be out. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what I know now, but then, you know, having the opportunity to sit back and create and come up with, you know, the MO to put out that album, I was able to see the different deal structures. So I had the best first deal, not the best deal, but I had the best first deal of any of us out of the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying? I had freedom to create more so than any of the other artists, and I was able to take advantage of that and, you know, put it together. But one thing about it, it was ahead of its time. You understand what I'm saying? The world didn't know what trap music was. They didn't understand trap terminology at the time. They've heard the word trap, but they hadn't had an in-depth definition of what the trap was until Concrete Law came. You know what I'm saying? So when I put that out, people were asking me to put it over the quote-unquote trap type beats, but I said the world is not ready for that. So I put it over Organized Noise Production and other producers that were on board to give the world a broader perspective of what the trap was. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, entertain them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made Concrete Law not be defined as one of the first trap albums out there. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. When you heard that 5 Deuce 4 Trey track, what went through your mind, Bone? Did you know that it was about to go down and that would be your single that would take you up out of this thing?
Definitely, man, because it was created the same week So Fresh, So Clean came out.
What?
I mean, not came out, I'm sorry. It was created the same time So Rico did So Fresh, So Clean. So they
was in a damn zone.
Right, they was in the zone that week. You know what I'm saying? But even though it came out a few years later, it was created around the same time. So if you listen to So Fresh, So Clean, you'll kind of hear that same rhythmic energy, and then you'll kind of hear the same snares, almost. You know what I'm saying? Because Reek was in that zone of just, and Reek know I'm a boom bap type artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a rhymer. I'm an MC. So I like, you know, beats that's gonna snatch your heart and soul. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, when I heard that track, I knew it was something great because I went in, I did the track, and it was dedicated to my homeboy Spanky D, rest his soul. He used to shoot dice all the time. He was about 400 pounds, and excuse me, he used to always say, "What you been? What you been? 5 Deuce 4 Trey. 5 Deuce 4 Trey. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. 5 Deuce 4 Trey." But he was tragically killed before it debuted, so that was my ode to him. And when I put it together, the energy was so strong on that song. It was a dude by the name of George Greer who played in the band with my father, who was a renowned musician in his own right. Played the bass on that album. I mean, on that song. And that was because my father passed away when I was 15. And my father was a part of 5 Deuce 4 Trey. Me not knowing that at the time just felt like it felt good. But when I found out that George Greer knew my father and that they played music together in the 60s and 70s and early 80s, it was like, wow, look at the universe, look at the ancestors working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to put this vibration together, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
it was a feeling, so I knew it had moments to grow and an opportunity to grow, but me learning who I am, who I'm becoming, and who I'm working towards becoming even more of, understood that the universe was not gonna bless a dirty vessel. I wasn't ready to receive what the universe had for me.
I'm here for you.
I wasn't ready for that.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just had to keep waiting and pushing, and now is the time.
So sitting on that track for 2 years, man, what the hell was that like, knowing that you had a hit ready to go for 2 years and
know,
nowhere
right?
to put it?
I know, right? And it's just, it's like this though. Get Rich to This was originally my first single.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
was slated to be my first single, and 5 Deuce 4 Trey was supposed to be my second single on Concrete Law. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
would've
Get
been
Rich
crazy
to
as
This.
hell.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would have been, you know, a little more flashy coming in this thing. You know what I'm saying? The flag's up now.
Yeah.
The flag's definitely up. But it would have been a bit more on fire. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I digress.
I'm here for it, Bo.
I digress. But
Yeah.
definitely. Get Rich to This preceded 5 Deuce 4 Trey, and Slump was also a hook that I had slated for a single. But I gave those songs to Goody Mob and Outkast to further my career, to further my reach.
That's right.
Which was advantageous to my career. You know what I'm saying? It took me around the world. And
Damn right.
yeah, man. It was a great feeling to be able to, you know, put that thing out. But Get Rich to This came out in '98, and 5 Deuce 4 Trey came out in 2001.
Ooh.
That was a big gap. So back then, you know, you had to have a hot feature and then put your single out immediately.
Yeah.
That didn't happen with me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never did Rap City.
Yeah.
I never did 106 in Park.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to me not being in position to receive those blessings.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do it. I probably would have fucked it all up. You know what I'm saying? So